Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool have new Philippe Coutinho to be unleashed and January transfer now inevitable. Former Liverpool fullback Glenn Johnson is convinced Florian Wirtz will be a success at Anfield and Marc Guehi transfer move now very likely. Florian Wirtz has been backed to become world-class for Liverpool, and can replicate the impact of Philippe Coutinho with one small adjustment. Wirtz has experienced a slow start to his Reds career since arriving in a £116 million deal from Bayer Leverkusen in the summer. With just one assist and no goals in his first 9 appearances, the 22-year-old is continuing to adapt to a new league and country, playing alongside a raft of new signings following a busy recruitment drive from Liverpool. And former Reds defender Glenn Johnson believes Wirtz has the capability to echo a former Anfield crowd favourite. "I can see some similarities between Florian Wirtz and Philippe Coutinho, but Phil had the end product reliably," said Johnson, who played alongside Coutinho for 2.5 years. "He was short and sharp, and something would happen when he picked up the ball. I think Wirtz has that in him too, but he needs to sharpen up his brain before he receives the ball so he can act quicker. There's no point just receiving the ball and making a nice little pass sideways. Anyone can do that. Coutinho at Anfield, he always had that cutting edge more than Wirtz does right now. But look, he's come with huge pressure on him, and there's a lot of boxes he needs to tick. I think that's going to take some time, while he settles, just like it is with Trent Alexander-Arnold at Real Madrid. It's normal for players." Speaking on behalf of 10Bet, Johnson added, "I think we've already seen moments from him in games where he's looked world-class. You can tell from the way he angles himself, and the positions he's taking up on the pitch. I think not every player can pick out what he's doing just now, and once he settles in and his teammates learn what he's doing, he'll be world-class. But at some point there needs to be an end product more often than right now." Liverpool saw a £35 million move for Marc Guehi collapse on transfer deadline day, but Johnson is convinced the Reds will make a fresh move for the England international in January. "I don't think Giovanni Leone's injury makes a move for Marc Guehi more likely, but I think they would have signed Guehi this winter anyway, because as good as Leone looks, there are no guarantees with a youngster," said Johnson. "If you have a chance to sign Marc, you just have to. Then it's up to Leone, Ibrahima Konate and whoever else to earn that regular spot." Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, match updates, and breaking stories. Our second news is Emile Heskey's cousin agrees Liverpool move. We all remember the first one. Emile Heskey was an iconic figure at Anfield and probably one of the most successful big purchase number 9s of the Reds' modern era. For a while under Gerard Houllier he formed a formidable partnership with Michael Owen. Together the two of them played a key role in helping Liverpool to win a treble during the 2001 campaign. In the years after Heskey's time at Anfield, he became an even bigger cult figure. He's become a cultural phenomenon and also a FIFA, or now EAFC, legend. It seems like football runs in the family as well. Heskey's 2 sons, Raygon and Jayden, both started out in Liverpool's academy. However, they moved to Manchester City at a young age. In September they made their first team debuts for Manchester City in the same match against Huddersfield, with Jayden coming on in the 76th minute and Raygon in the 83rd minute. Jayden is the older of the duo. He's 19 years old and he's currently the captain of City's second team. Raygon is only 17 years old, but he also plays for Manchester City's reserve side in the Premier League too. Both of them have really high potentials and it's a shame that they are at City right now. Although in the future perhaps they could make the move back to Merseyside. It's not unheard of, plenty of former Manchester City players ended up at Anfield. Now they will have even more incentive to join and reunite with their uncle at Anfield. That's because Emile Heskey's cousin, Craig Heskey, has confirmed on his official X account that he's joining Liverpool. He's the second Heskey at the club according to his statement, and he's going to be joining the academy player care department. It's an important role for Craig to occupy. He is an experienced footballer in non-league and he's also an Antiguan and Barbudan international. In the past he's worked at Millwall, which is where he is joining the Reds from. Now his mission will be to help Liverpool's academy graduates properly set up for life in and outside of football. At the same time he'll be continuing the Heskey legacy at Anfield. Perhaps in a few years' time, Emile's sons will also join him. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, match updates, and breaking stories. Our third news is Simon Jordan makes a mean-spirited dig at Alexander Isak after Liverpool transfer. Alexander Isak joined Liverpool from Newcastle United on deadline day, arriving for a fee of around $169 million, £125 million, and breaking the British transfer record. Simon Jordan has dismissed Jamie Carragher's suggestion that there is cause for Liverpool to be concerned after the opening 8 fixtures of the new season, and aimed a dig at Alexander Isak. Arne Slot's side is top of the Premier League and has won once and lost once in the Champions League, but its last 2 matches have ended in defeats. Liverpool lost 2-1 at Crystal Palace and then 1-0 against Galatasaray. In the aftermath of the second loss, Carragher was critical on CBS Sports. He said that Liverpool's start to the season, despite it winning games, was a warning sign, and that scoring late winners every week cannot last. Carragher compared Liverpool's style to playing basketball because of its end-to-end nature. It would also be fair to suggest that Ibrahima Konate has not started the campaign well and Slot's defense has been wide open at times. I like Jamie, and I think a lot of the time what Jamie says is worth listening to, Jordan said on TalkSport. In this instance, he's making noise on a television show to create some sort of reaction in it. You're top of the Premier League. You may not be playing particularly well, but I think the key component of any side is if you can win the majority of the games that you're playing, whilst not playing very well, there ain't too much wrong with you. And if you've got the assembled parts. I mean, I'm quite glad that Alexander Isak hasn't hit the ground running because I'd like to see him struggle a little bit. Mean-spirited of me, I know, but notwithstanding it, I look at it and think to myself, well, what is there to worry about, really? Jordan didn't elaborate on why he would like Isak to struggle, but was critical of the striker forcing an exit from Newcastle in the summer. When put to him that Liverpool may look worse since their huge summer spend, Jordan sarcastically said, they've lost a couple of games. They're top of the Premier League. They lost to Nottingham Forest at home last season in their first 4 games. The only difference in this situation is they haven't looked as assured. I remember watching Liverpool in the first game of the season, 2024-25, against Ipswich away, and they weren't looking great then either. So let's get things into context. That they're top of the Premier League, they've lost to Crystal Palace, who've not been beaten by anybody in 18 games, including some of the best teams in the country, so there's no great shame there. The fact is that because they've spent £400 million over 3 transfer windows like we've discussed previously, not as a result of a £400 million spend every single window. Our fourth news is Gareth Taylor explains why the signs are good at Liverpool despite remaining pointless in the WSL. Gareth Taylor believes there are positive signs at Liverpool despite 3 straight defeats in the Women's Super League. Liverpool remain pointless in the WSL after defeats to Everton, Leicester City, and Manchester United. It has been a difficult start to life for Taylor as Liverpool head coach, with the Reds sitting 11th in the standings. The Reds also saw their game with Aston Villa postponed, following the tragic death of former manager Matt Beard. Next up for the Merseyside club is a trip to London City Lionesses, who have won 1 out of their opening 4 games since being promoted to the WSL. Speaking to Liverpool's official website, Taylor explained why there are positives to take despite a tough start to the campaign. Gareth Taylor reflects on Liverpool's tough start to the season. Gareth Taylor is determined to turn Liverpool into winners again after their slow start to the season. The Liverpool head coach described his side's first-half performance against Manchester United last week as flat. He added that there were positives to take from the game, but that he and his squad had to give an honest assessment in the dressing room after a poor opening half. Taylor said, "At the moment it's fine margins but, of course, there's a lot of work to do. We are trying to change a lot of things in a short space of time, and we know that can take a little bit longer to change the mentality. Because we want to turn this group, this team into winners again, which we had previously with Matt Beard. So, that's the challenge, but the signs are good. It's just frustrating when the game against Manchester United was just about us handing the game to them in the first half. Speaking about the upcoming clash with London City, he added, "We are playing them at a time when they are still finding their feet in the WSL, but you can see with their movement in the transfer window that they are serious. They have tried to improve their facilities and they are not messing about. It's a tough challenge for us, but it's one we look forward to." What's next for Taylor and Liverpool? Liverpool travel to London City Lionesses for an 11:55 a.m. kickoff on Sunday, October 5th. The Reds will hope to take their first points of the season against a London City side still adapting to life in the top flight. Liverpool are 11th in the standings but can take some heart from the fact that they have played one fewer game than most WSL teams, due to their postponed clash with Aston Villa. Our last news is Ibrahima Konate contract update as Liverpool defender offered a new deal. Latest Liverpool transfer news as Arne Slot's Reds are reportedly confident that a new deal can be agreed with defender Ibrahima Konate despite interest from Real Madrid. Liverpool are reportedly now confident of agreeing a new contract with defender Ibrahima Konate. The France international is out of contract at Anfield at the end of the season, and the Reds face a similar situation that saw Trent Alexander-Arnold bitterly depart. Real Madrid have been fiercely linked with a move for the 26-year-old, which could see them capitalize on the expiry of his contract. A return to his native country has also been mooted, with Paris Saint-Germain said to be interested in signing the defender as Luis Enrique looks to strengthen his League and Champions League winning defense. According to L'Equipe, the Reds have submitted another contract offer and it is reported that negotiations are underway, with Liverpool confident that an agreement can be reached. They claim that Arne Slot's side reinitiated contract talks with the stopper after they had been put on hold so that the defender could focus on helping guide Liverpool to the Premier League title last season. This season, there is an added importance on Konate to maintain his fitness during the limited number of defensive options at the Dutchman's disposal. Jarell Quansah's departure opened up a space which was taken up by Giovanni Leone, the 19-year-old signing from Serie A side Parma. However, the talented defender has been ruled out for up to a year after suffering an anterior cruciate ligament injury during his debut in the Carabao Cup against Southampton. Added to that the failed summer transfer that saw Marc Guéhi's move fall through at the 11th hour, leaving Liverpool with limited central defensive options in Joe Gomez. There is also the possibility that they can rely on cover from the likes of Wataru Endo and Ryan Gravenberch filtering in from midfield. Konate's form has come in for questioning during the Reds' title defense and it has led to criticism from fractions of the media. After difficulty against Bournemouth and Newcastle, the defender showed his quality in the games that followed but struggled during Tuesday's 1-0 Champions League defeat to Galatasaray. Slot recently addressed the form of his defender. He said, "I think he has things he can improve. But for him starting this season with a different fullback next to him probably is different as well. He and the team had Ryan Gravenberch in front of them for the first time against Newcastle, so I think it's partly also adjustment to each other. And partly, I think the biggest strength of Ibu is of course his defensive quality. You could already see last season when he and Virgil were playing together, they mainly make sure Virgil doesn't get the ball, so he needs to bring the ball out of the back. That he does sometimes really good, but his consistency in that part is definitely something he can improve, but that will also improve the more we work together, the more he's used to the right fullback next to him, the more he's used to the other players that are in front of him as well." Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.